Test, test, 1, 2.
It smells like
Hello, 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 and welcome to I Don't Want to Be a Piece of Shit. I'm your host, Carter Doherty. What's up, gang? Oh my god, I feel so much more comfortable. I tried to record this episode outside in the backyard. I was getting eaten up by bugs, and then wasps were attacking me, and then the rainstorm started. So I decided after 5 minutes, okay, it was more like 13 minutes, and also I was kind of bombing the podcast, if that's a thing. So I decided let's fucking take it a take two indoors on the inside where it's safe and dry. I'm all safe, dry, and cozy. I'm right now in a good friend's Airbnb. That for the second half of my trip they were out of town for, and am staying in rent free. Whoa, so nice of that friend. In live from Austin, Texas. Oh my God, this has been such a delightful trip. I'm on my last day. I've been here for 3.5 weeks. It's been a damn great time. And I got to keep reminding myself that it's been a damn great time, because, I think I'm starting to experience what it's tough to face reality. It's tough when you think you're at a certain place in life, but really you're not. Um, I guess to put it into simplest terms is like there's this delusion that I think all comedians have, that they think that they're not even comedians, just people who are like pursuing a thing. When you're pursuing something, you're like, I am the best at this. And that's kind of the feeling that drives you to keep doing it. And you're not the best. Nobody's the best. It's a different person every day is the best. So it can't be true, but you have to always be believing you're the best, or else what's the point of getting better in the first place, if that makes sense? I don't know. Like, I know realistically I'm not the best comedian. But there's seconds where I'm like, I'm going to be fucking huge. Like, you kind of have, but I think everybody thinks that. I don't think I feel like a dick for thinking it when I think it. Like, when that thought comes up, I go, you're such a fucking egotistical piece of shit. But I think everybody has that feeling. So that's what I'm saying, is that I am getting hit with a little bit more reality. So let's set it up. I've had a great trip. Got here at the beginning of May, and first weekend I got here, one of my friends, great comedian, was headlining a club in town. So I went to go hang out. I was in the green room, and just so many comics kept walking through the club that I knew, and it was all night of my first night there in Austin. I probably saw like 20 to 30 comics that I know, and they're constantly just walking through going, "Hey, Carter, you're in town? How long are you here for?" And I'm like, first night, I'm just like, this is home. This is the place I need to be. One of the comics that I'm hanging with in the green room, he's like, I'm hosting the Mothership mic on Monday. Come by. I'll give you a spot. I'm like, oh my God, just hanging out constantly with friends. Got a spot at the Mothership on Monday. This is the fucking best. Then I hang out with friends all day after that Saturday. So the next day, I'm hanging out with friends all day. Go to like some shows. Go hang out at the club again. They have this great thing where it's like everybody roasts the comic on stage. My friends are yelling out stuff. I'm yelling out stuff. It's a fun fucking hang. And then after that, it's a crew of 8 of us. We go to a strip club. It's like dudes and chicks. It's not even that like it was fun. It was just a good, fun hang. I just haven't had that much fun in a long time, I think. And I just enamored by this city. Was like, oh my God, this place is amazing. It's the land of opportunity. It's the land of fun. Austin, Texas. It's for me. Then the next day, I have the Mothership open mic. I'm excited all day for it. I kind of over-prepare a little bit, I think. I don't know what I did. But I get to the mic, and I do like a B+ set, which, I would still say like a B plus from me should be like enough. And then it's like the delusional thing where in the real world, so many things can happen. But I just went, oh, I'm going to go do the open mic at the mothership. Then they're going to see me. And then they're going to be like, oh, well, obviously he's supposed to be a door guy here, clearly, by like this one set we saw and no recommendations or any. We've never even heard of him before. But we're going to see 3 minutes of him at an open mic, and he's going to become the man. And in my head, this is what was supposed to happen. That I 100% somehow was like, that's the reality. That's what's going to happen. And then I go do the B plus set, and you know what? Heard nothing. And that's what it was. 99 times if I did that, that's what's going to happen. The 1% time do I get the fucking I'm the man now. So in the real world, that is what happens because there's a fucking billion things that could happen. The Adam Egget, the booker, could have been paying attention to something else. He could have seen me and actually not thought I was good enough. He could have seen me and been like, this isn't what we need right now. There's a billion little tiny things that could have happened. And that was, but it felt like, a little bit in my head, I was like, well, damn it. I mean, I was happy with how I did. I was like, I left an impression. And then I went and signed up at Kill Tony after, and a bunch of comics that were like a bunch of the staff, the door guys at the mothership that had seen me there, went over to hang out at where you sign up for Kill Tony, and they were all saying nice things. They were all giving me props on my set, so that made me happy. That like there was like some recognition from it. And then the next day, I am texting with one of my friends, and I go hang out at a club because I didn't have any spots that night. And I see one of my friends. He's like, "Do you wanna go hang out at the mothership?" And so the next day after the mic, I get to go hang out at the mothership. I'm in the green room again. It's really cool. It feels like this is. I'm in my head. I'm like, these are the things that I wanted to have happen, and I was pretty happy. Like, it felt accepting and validating, but it was just a hang. But I still was pumped on it, and I got to meet like a bunch of comedians I'm a big fan of, and it's lame as hell, but I was getting fanboy over it. I was like, this is sick. I get to interact with people that I listen to their podcasts and stuff like that. And so the city, more and more, I was like, this is sick. This is fucking week one. A little bit of rejection, but whatever. Then the week continues, and I keep hanging out with friends. I keep making new friends, and just every day is like going out to Barton Springs, going into swimming with the boys and stuff. And little by little, hanging out with this crew, a little bit of a flirty thing started to happen, and I was pumped on that. I'm kind of getting excited to learn how to flirt. I'm just excited for it. I get excited for the opportunity for that to arise currently. And I started to plan the things out in my head where I'm like, oh, sick. This is going to be my fling down here in Austin. This is going to be our little, I don't know, just a little adventure to have. And then that turned into I was, kind of like a pursuing, and then they were expressing interest back in me, which was so dope. And then it turned into they weren't as interested, and another rejection kind of hurt the ego on the boy. But you know what? I am pretty proud of myself for this rejection, because going into it, especially flirting with a friend, this is the second time I've had this happen, and I'm really good about going in with the well, first of all, the way I made the move was kind of like a pussyfooting way of doing it, making them admit that they were interested. And I think I'm just going to keep doing that if it's ever a friend, because you never want to put somebody in a position. but maybe I'm too much of a pussy. This is what I worry about. So I didn't make any moves at all, and I kind of like eventually sent the text because after like a few flirty jokes, I went like, "Am I catching a vibe from you?" Which is the lamest way to do it, but I'm still proud of myself because it's the way to be able to get, I don't know, not make them feel uncomfortable, but go, "Are you hitting on me?" And that makes it so that they have to be like, "Oh no, maybe." And that's like, I don't know. I'm gonna keep that little trick in the back pocket in the future. But I liked how I did that, and then the rejection part. In high school and like maybe even college, I've been a shitty dude. I've been a piece of shit for a long time. I was the type of dude to like get mad over rejection, and I don't know. It's not. I don't have a lot of self-worth. I mean, maybe I do, but I'm like I handled the rejection a lot better externally this time, where I just was like, "Oh no, that's totally okay. That's what you want." Yeah, and I like the ability to also then not be weird after the fact of getting rejected, of like being able to just still be friends and interact as if like that didn't change the relationship. And I'm proud of myself for being able to do that now, where I think I've made growth, but maybe not as much as I would have liked to. Jesus Christ. It is storming outside. That tree's about to come down. Well, yeah, where I feel that I do need to improve is how I'm responding to myself when I get rejected. God, these lights. Oh, my God. Might lose power during this podcast. That'd be a spooky ep. But guess what? Running off a battery. Who cares? So where I need to improve is after that rejection, I took to what I normally do, and I took to the hookup apps. I hooked up with a few people off of there, and didn't feel too great about some of the hookups. Probably like actually 2 out of the 3 hookups that I had off of that app I didn't like. One of them I was pretty like I was for it, but I don't know why I do that to myself. Go into just do it because I'm feeling like I need validated. But whatever. It's not but whatever. I'm working on it. I'm currently working on it. And then also I hooked up with I guess this isn't as much of a hookup app thing, but off of Tinder. And that one felt better. One sec. I wonder if my camera stopped recording. That would suck. No, it says it's... Oh, the battery's low. Okay, well, I'm sorry for pitter-pattering around. We'll get to this. So I've been struggling with a weed addiction. Jesus. It's hailing. Okay. Well, I'm sorry for being so distracted. We'll keep moving. I don't know how loud this all is. Maybe I cut some of this. Fucking Jesus Christ. They're throwing softballs at the windows. Okay, battery's low on the camera. I gotta fucking record this. Okay. Three, two, one. Okay, and we're back. Things are just gonna keep hitting the walls. It's gonna be hailing outside like crazy. That's just what we're gonna do. We're gonna finish this pod up though. Somehow, some way. And I've been in the throes of, you know what? I'm gonna switch the battery out, then I'll keep podcasting. And we're back. Okay. It's still hailing. This is the craziest hail I've ever seen in my life. They're actually like golf ball sized, at least hail. I'm glad I get to. I have a camera. I could just show you what this hail looks like, but I'm not moving this bitch. You're just gonna have to listen to me describe it like a meteorologist. All right. I think we're slowing down with the smacking for a second. So what was I talking about? Oh yeah, I was talking about how I've been handling the rejection with my weed addiction, validating through just hooking up with whoever. I've been mindless and non-productive during the days, following a lot of that. I just like kind of wake up. I mean, it's the theme of the podcast, but I wake up, smoke weed, jack off, rinse and repeat. Wait until I'm not high again, smoke weed, and then be like, and like I'll make to-do lists. I'll set stuff out, and then I'll just like I'll be like I have to fold my clothes, and then I'll go, okay, I'll smoke a joint, and then I'll fold my clothes. And then I'll smoke a joint, look at my phone for a while, forget that I was going to fold my clothes, go jack off, be like, oh, fuck. You got to fold your clothes, man. Okay, well, let's smoke a joint, and then we'll fold our clothes. Just the cycle continues. And I just do that all the time until, like, I think the depression bottles up enough that I go, I have to make a change now. I let it get built up to this huge thing. But I've been good, I think, about not letting it slip away from me and catching it before it happens. But this time around, it's a little difficult. And every time I go to, I still have been going to therapy every week, so I have a therapy session, and every time I talk about it, and I'm fully honest with my therapist, and then it seems like it's going to motivate me to kick it into gear, and I just haven't been. And so I'm disappointed with the amount of self-discovery that I've been doing on this trip. I expected a lot more out of myself in terms of commitment to things like meditating, to quitting substances, just being like, because I haven't drank in 7.5 months. And that's been helping me, but then I smoke weed all day, every day. That's still not the version of myself that I want to be. The person that I want to be is able to just choose when they want to smoke weed. The thing is I don't, like, maybe I should know myself enough and know that I can't do substances at all. Maybe I should know myself enough to make that decision. But also, I don't want to have to make that decision, if that makes sense. I just want to be a person that can can just eat a little bit of something and enjoy it and be like, I loved eating that. But instead, I'm a person that will buy a bag of pistachios, be like, that pistachio is so good. Let me just, and I fucking eat a whole bag of pistachios. Because I'm just like, well, they tasted a little good. Let me just keep the good. I can have a whole bag of good. And then I eat the whole bag of good, and then I feel sick the next day. I just want to have I don't want to be a dog. I want to be an adult human that just goes like, that was enough pistachio. I'm good. But that's not, and maybe it's because I keep saying that's not who I am. Maybe if I just said that's who I am, that's who I'd be. Who knows? But I've been I'm proud of myself for a few things, especially what I've been doing down here in Austin with my comedy. I think I've made some progress with, especially the things that I've been talking about. I'm kind of starting to talk about the things that I want to talk about on stage, which feels really lame. To be happy about, but I'm starting to sound how I want to sound, and I like it. And also just the performance on stage has been good, and I not hate myself for it. I dislike talking about about comedy in that sense. Like, it feels cringe, but it is one of my main pursuits. So if I didn't put effort into it, that would be lame. And I do care about how it goes a lot. So I think it's good to be happy about it going good. But if I were to hear about somebody talking about themselves going like, yeah, I've been doing pretty well on stage, I feel like I would roll my eyes hearing that. So I just want to let you know, if you're listening, I'm aware of how I sound. It's just it's one of the aspects of my life that I work to improve. So talking about it on here. But I've been getting into a lot of sexuality stuff on stage and kind of talking about, I talk about being bisexual a lot on this podcast, and I talk about how I struggle with the validation is easy from a man and difficult from a woman. And I'm happy that I'm able to talk about stuff that I actually kind of like think about a lot and struggle with in my head, and able to make a bit about it that people then agree with my premise and agree with the thing that I'm struggling with, and then laugh at the same thing that I'm trying to make funny. That's probably the most proud of my comedy that I'll be, is doing that. So if I can just keep doing that better, that'd be cool. Besides that, what did I want to go into? I guess every time I do a podcast, this is just constant promises to me, but I like was about to go into a rant about how this is a turning point. But is it a turning point? It better be. It needs to be. Every day needs to be a turning point to make it a little bit better. But I need to end this cycle of just doing jack shit all day except jacking off, and then like getting into like I'm focusing too much on needing the validation of other people, and I don't know why it's kind of ramped up these past few months. I feel like I was good about a lot of this shit when I was doing this podcast just back in January. I was better, and it's May right now, and I feel like I've regressed. I haven't regressed in a lot of things. I'm hitting the gym still consistently, and my numbers are like have never been higher. But I've fallen off my diet a little bit. I'm back on track, but I was doing really bad with my diet with all the weed smoking, and with being bad on the diet makes my finances worse, because truly eating healthier, I don't understand. I guess if I bought prepackaged food for home, but I really save so much money by grocery shopping rather than eating out. I don't know anybody who thinks that. I don't know. But I spend like $10 or less, like less than $10 a day on food when I cook for myself. Which, yeah. So that's been kind of dragging, is that I've been lazy with a lot of that shit. But I think I still have maintained a base level of a lot of good habits, that I'm not worse than I was back in September. Back in September, I drank. I was less good at comedy. I had my less shit in order. I didn't have as much hope. And I was fat and out of shape. So those things are different. And I can be proud of those, but I can still be self-aware of the aspects that I've not been too good about. But Austin, I think this is gonna keep a city that I'll keep visiting. I'm gonna come back at the end of July, but I guess now it's time to look forward. The trip is coming to an end. I got to do another open mic at the Mothership while I was here. The booker wasn't even there for that one. I've had a lot of opportunities here. I've gotten to meet so many people, and I've gotten to do so many shows and made a lot of friends that I'm like, how can I be upset with this trip? I didn't get the one thing that I was like, I came here to try to get that one thing, and I didn't get that one thing. And it was like the delusion in my mind fully believed that I could get it, and I still believe like I am good enough. And I think that even if I'm not, I'd rather believe I am than accept that I'm not, because then at least or maybe I could accept that I'm not good enough and be willing to get better. I don't know. I'm still always trying to get better, but I do think I'm good enough now. I don't know if that's... But I guess thinking that I'm good enough is going to keep making me try. If I don't think I'm good enough, I would never put myself out there to try. I don't know. I'm debating what the best mindset is in real time for you. But I think if I didn't have such high standards for myself, this trip was so good for me. I left a great impression on a lot of people and made so many good friends, or not like good, but like made friends, and then got closer with good friends and had a lot of good experiences here. There's the things that I didn't do is I in my mind I was going to wake up and go hiking multiple times a week. I didn't do that worth shit here. I wanted to just go on my own and have the motivation to do those things every day. Like I wanted to read a lot while I was here. I didn't read worth jack shit. So reading and hiking and meditating, those are the three things that I really, on this next leg of the trip, I really want to implement a lot more of. This next leg of the trip is going to be so exciting. Another a cool bunch of things I'm going to do. I'm going to first of all, I'm driving this weekend to Tulsa, Oklahoma, and then I'm doing a weekend there, driving all the way from Oklahoma to Phoenix, flying from Phoenix to Portland, doing a weekend of shows with Jordan Jensen there, then hanging out in Portland for the week. Then I'm doing Tacoma Comedy Club with Ryan Goodcase, and that's going to be, like, I just want to make these weeks where I'm in different cities fun-filled with cheap things for a young, adventurous man to do. And I need to keep, like, when I said hiking earlier in the aspects, hiking can also include just anything outdoors, but I want to do a lot of just adventures. So adventures, meditating, and reading. I gotta implement those. I gotta keep working out, eating healthy. And within working out, that's like the stretching and all the stuff that I do in the morning. I need to keep those good. I want to keep it, like the triangle with all the aspects that you're trying to improve on yourself. I just want a general larger circle. I don't want to keep, because I've been so good with working out and stuff that I've been getting strong, but I'm getting depressed. And I'm like, well, you can't just maybe take a little bit of energy that you're putting into that and dump that into the mental health bucket, if that's how it even works. But yeah, so excited to go to Tacoma, and then I'll go back to Phoenix, where I'll stay with one of my good friends and do headline the Don't Tells out there. So that's all I have planned. I have stuff in the future planned, but I consider that the next leg of this trip is that run of shows, and I'm gonna crank up the self-discovery dial. I'm gonna be better about getting in touch with what I think and how I feel. My journaling has definitely gone down, especially the quality of it. I want to listen to my thoughts rather than silence them. I've been doing a lot of turning down the decibels on the thoughts in my brain rather than listening to what's up and maybe fixing the things that I need to fix. I mean, on the list of things that I need to stop smoking weed all day, and I need to stop jacking off all day. And honestly, just like trying to find ways to validate myself. I just need some self-love. So maybe that's the goal for this next leg of the trip is to just love myself. Because I think I'm doing a lot of not loving, a lot of hating myself. And I should be proud of a lot of things that I'm doing. There's a lot of things I could fix, but overall, my life's pretty cool. And I need to be happy about that, and I need to be proud of that. And I think I'm struggling to do those things right now. But I think just like I need to be able to love myself so that when I experience rejection, I don't just then in turn reject myself. I need to be able to handle rejection because I already know that I'm great. So I think that's it. I think that's everything. Sorry it was so chaotic in the middle, but I'm glad the storm's calmed down. I think the storm kind of added to the podcast. The anxiety that I was experiencing in my chest was kind of going along with what weather was going on outside. So there's a little break in there. Maybe I'll figure out during editing how I'm going to edit that. But I hope this was a good episode. It's probably going to be a shorter episode. What am I even at? It says 32, but I doubt it's going to be 32 minutes. This has been decent. This was a good one for me. For me personally, I'm feeling a little bit of motivation right now. This really is just a hype up talk for myself every time I do an episode. Every time I go in just going moping around, I'm like, God, life sucks. But then I start talking it out to myself and I go, I can just make the changes. I can turn this whole ship around right now. So that's what I'm doing right after this. Right after this episode, I'm cleaning up this place. I'm getting all my shit organized, and I'm getting ready for this next leg of the trip. I'm so excited for it. I'm gonna love myself. I'm gonna be positive, and I'm gonna love myself, and I love you guys. I love you guys very, very much, and I appreciate you listening. I'm sorry for not having this be a consistent podcast, but guess what? It might never be, unless I become less of a piece of shit. All right. This has been the episode. Peace.